Here with men's soccer coach Pete Watkins. Coach, a couple days away from your season opener. Preseason is fully in swing. Can you talk a little bit about what you're seeing so far for the Cardinal men's soccer team?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of promise and a lot of new players. We had a very strong recruiting class. I think our assistant coach, Drew Taylor, logged a lot of miles, and I think we brought in a crop of freshmen and a couple of transfers that are impactful. So everybody's trying to figure out where they're at right now. It's a lot of competition, and I think teams that have more returners, they're probably moving into stuff right now that we're trying to figure out our top 18. So it's fun to watch them compete, though, and that's kind of the first step that we want to see.
You know, you might want to call it a luxury, but you do have some depth now where you do have a lot of competition for a lot of spots. And like you said, you've got a lot of young faces that are going to make an impact on this team. Talk a little bit about the competition itself. Obviously, there's spots to be won. Is it a healthy competition? Is it how's that working out?
Yeah, I've been very impressed, especially with the young players, how they've handled it, and some of our older guys. We had a scrimmage last night where only 4 guys on the field between the two teams were non-freshmen, and kind of looked around and realized that and put their head down and went to work. And the freshmen coming in, every guy was probably the best kid at his high school and one of the top guys on his club. So coming in here, we weren't sure how they'd react to that, but they've embraced it, and I think they see the program as bigger than just themselves, and that's what we want from the guys. And they just want to be the guy on Friday, but if they're not Friday, maybe it's Sunday or later in the season.
This is a year 2 for you. What can you take from the first year here at St. Mary's? Obviously, you've coached for a number of years, but here at St. Mary's, what did you learn in that year 1, and what are you taking into year 2 as you begin the second season?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the biggest thing is learning the culture and the traditions of St. Mary's and some of the things that really make us unique. And for our guys, it's like the way our classes run. With the kids are in class up till 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. We don't have night classes. It's just it is a different academic environment than where I coached previously, and that's fun because our guys, when we go out to practice, we turn the lights on. We want that to be the best 2 hours of their day. And last year, even though our talent wasn't probably where it is this year, the guys at least put the effort in. And now this year, we want to combine talent with that effort. And 6 o'clock, the bell rings here on campus. That's when we start practice, and our guys really appreciate that. We get a lot of folks. We've had bigger crowds at some of our practices this fall than I've had at games at other places. So that's kind of neat, to be a part of a campus culture like that. I feel even better about St. Mary's now than I did, a year ago when I came to campus and was impressed with the bluffs and everything else. It's just a neat campus community to be part of, and looking forward to that.
We talked just briefly about all the new people that you've got coming in. Does that put a little extra pressure on your returning upperclassmen in terms of a leadership role? Because they're going to have to step in and really do a lot of leadership because there are so many young faces on that roster.
Oh, no doubt. And our older guys have pressure on them in a lot of different ways from the young players. Leadership is one of them. My philosophy has always been, and especially this year, once we're on the field, we don't have freshmen and seniors. We have soccer players, and some of our best leaders have been freshmen. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a freshman wearing a captain's armband this year. That's pretty likely to happen. But we also do have some returners that have, been through the trenches and know what to expect, and we need to lean on them as well. So we're hopeful that we can blend those two classes or those two groups of kids. But leadership's a big part. There's a vacuum right now, and we'll see who steps into it. And you can't tell that till game day. And we're actually not naming our captains until we've played a couple of matches because we want to see how they handle competition. We know how they practice. We want to see how they compete.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Friday night. You open your season against Edgewood here at St. Mary's, a 5 o'clock game, so you get to play a little bit under the lights. Talk a little bit about your preparation for that game. You look back to last year, you played 17 games, 13 of which were decided by 1 goal or less. So obviously you've created a team that's been in every game. Talk a little bit about Friday and your approach to the Edgewood game.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a great program. Their coach, Tim Alexander, he's one of the best in the business, and they'll be well coached and organized. And I'm pretty familiar with them, having played them several times. So they'll come in here prepared and ready to play. I think for both teams, we're probably going to play a lot of guys. We want to see how they compete, in this environment. We were solid defensively last year, but we didn't get forward a lot. We didn't try to attack. This year we flipped that, and we spent a lot of time trying to connect our strikers and our midfielders and our backs. And I think we'll be good defensively again, but we need to play the game better. We need to focus on that. So Edgewood will be a great test because Edgewood has a tradition of being very solid and well coached.
And then you get another day off or a training day on Saturday, and then you head on the road on Sunday. You got another game against Loris. A busy weekend for you. Is that a good setup, having that day in between? Or
yeah, definitely. The day of rest will be important, and we'll see a great team in Loris. You know, I mean, they're a program that they've got guys in their JV that would start almost anywhere else, and probably guys that don't even make the team that would start other places. So they'll have a lot of depth. They'll be like us, you know, coming off of a game 48 hours earlier. But they're tough to play at the Rock Bowl, and we know that'll be a good challenge as well. Our goal is on Friday morning when we meet as a staff, you know, that our guys go out and compete against Edgewood. Same thing on Sunday, and then on Monday we know kind of where we're at, and we have a really good test to see.
Big weekend. You open up Friday against Edgewood, and then hit the road on Sunday against Loris. Good luck and enjoy a great season, Coach.
Great. Thank you.